They had a big fight on the Moral Maze on Radio 4 between Ash Sarkar and Jan Halper-Hayes. You can only get about a minute of the actual video on online. I've videoed it off of the computer, and so you can actually hear the full argument.
Your best friend is drunk. They're hammered, and they say to you, "Oi, get in the car." Are you morally obliged to do so? Because previously they've been very supportive of you, very kind. They helped you move house and all sorts of things.
I wouldn't get in the car, and I might even try to take their keys away from them.
Can you see where I'm going with this in terms of it being a parallel to this situation where Britain, regardless of whether or not you agree with us, we think it's detrimental to our interests and our safety to follow America's lead in foreign policy when it comes to the operations, as you put it, in Iran?
I think that everyone's really comfortable with that. Just because we're allies, just because we're part of NATO, there isn't an expectation that Britain should follow. What the issue at hand is that Trump wanted our planes to land.
You take away your drunk friend's car keys. We're saying we're not going to help you prosecute what we believe to be a dangerous and reckless war.
And it becomes an either or, black or white situation. You won't let our planes land to refuel, which it turned out we didn't necessarily need you to do that. We found another way. So that is the stand that Starmer took, and Trump found another way to go about it. That's part of life.
Okay, let me just move on a tiny bit, because as we speak, America is dismantling its Patriot systems and its THAAD radar from South Korea, and it's intending to move it to the Middle East. And of course, when the US constructed its THAAD system in South Korea, it was a huge deal. It meant there was billions of dollars worth of economic damage done to South Korea because of trade with China. If you were the South Korean government at this point in time, would you think, yeah, America is no longer a reliable ally? We've incurred the cost, and then at the stroke of a pen, you can take away this military infrastructure from us.
Well, nothing happens at a stroke of a pen.
But I mean, it's happened pretty quickly.
Well, so what if it's happened pretty quickly? That still doesn't mean that there weren't things going on behind the scenes. So when people make these kinds of assumptions using words like a stroke of a pen, or it happened quickly.
Sorry, this is a semantic objection.
I'm tired of you interrupting me, okay? That is not the way this is going to go. When I am in the middle of a thought, I am answering and being respectful of the points you're raising to me. So do not interrupt me again.
I'm sorry to have upset you, Jan. Do continue.
No, I am ready to move on. I don't appreciate my ideas when I'm in the middle of speech that you have continually interrupted me. You either ask me a question and I, in great sincerity with thought, am answering it.
Jan Halper-Hayes, I'm going to have to draw it to a close there. Thank you very much indeed.